Ladies and gentlemen, dear clients of mine, I would like to show you my shirt, which says, "Ask me about real estate," which a lot of you already have. I expect a lot of you to already know what's going on. However, I am your boot on the ground. I live and I breathe this market daily. And I have been doing that for the last 10 years. As I look at my beard may be a good representation of how this market is treating us. And I need to shave. All right, that's better. You guys didn't deserve that. Back to asking me about real estate. In my opinion, this market may be summarized by giving you a glimpse of how buyers are behaving. And how they are behaving is with a complete lack of urgency. One of the most frequent comments that I hear in this market from buyers is that the property is overpriced. In most cases, they are correct. As a seller, this is exactly what I would do. I would begin by reassessing my overall positioning in the market, with the asking price just being one of those factors. I would take into consideration every factor that may influence the sale. And there are still homes in the market that are priced right and selling much quicker than the average. New construction is also a problem for resale properties. Considering rising insurance premiums, flood zones, attractive financial incentives from the builders, and just the general newness that comes with new construction is an attractive proposition for a lot of people. And you are right, and I would agree with you in saying that there are sub-markets within the general market that do behave differently. In general, this market has softened and this trend seems to be continuing. And there's people that believe that we've been in a recession for 3-4 years now. So they believe that we're on the tail end of this. We also need to consider that these real estate cycles may last 5 to 7 years. The Oracle of Omaha, Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, just purchased a major stake in two of the nation's largest builders, Lennar and D.R. Horton. The premise being that there is still a nationwide shortage of homes. And you might be wondering, Chris, what does a headline like that mean for me? Are you ready? 7 million shares of Lennar, 1.5 million shares of D.R. Horton. And here's the kicker, 6.6 million shares of Nucor, a steel company. You ready? That supplies those builders. The plot thickens. Despite what we may think of Trump, if we look at him objectively, the man made his billions in real estate. And he knows that that is one of the most important drivers of a healthy economy. So for the trifecta, Trump has been hammering the Fed to lower the rates. The Fed is now considering lowering the rates. If they do lower the rates, it could have a significant impact on the housing market in this country. All right, back to our market, Southwest Florida. Buyers are saying real estate is overpriced. And a comment from a seller may be, Chris, I'm not going to and I'm not willing to ride this market down. And in those circumstances, it's likely better to remain off the market and simply wait until the market improves in the favor of sellers. So, for my sellers, hang in there. I know. It's a tough one. For my buyers, it may not be a bad idea to start poking around and see what sticks. As I mentioned to all of my friends, nobody speaks louder than the market, and the market will grade your positioning by either rewarding you with an offer or not. And there are still homes in the market that are priced right and selling much quicker than the average. And my friends, I cannot let you go without mentioning condos, especially those that are 3 floors and above. They are scary in today's environment. Because of the milestone inspection requirements, the structural integrity and its funding and the assessments, condos are scary. And I say that to say this. I recently sold a beautiful condo in a beautiful community in Bonita Springs on the 19th floor, 2,800 square feet, beautiful views of the Gulf and the city for $1.2 million and some change. So if you are considering that type of lifestyle, may not be a bad time to get into the market and test the waters either. Ladies and gentlemen, I am signing out. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. You guys know that you can count on me, and if I'm able to help, I will. Call me or text me anytime, whichever one is more convenient for you. All right, guys? Till next time.